G'day guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jim, and today we're doing part 3 of the fire trailer. So today we're going to be doing the pump unit on skids, so it fits nice and neatly in the trailer that we just sent away to AMC Restorations for painting. So let's go into the workshop and let's get started on it, eh? Here we go.
Found a new use for the crane. Do some whacking.
Someone said it's a tiny deck.
Bit of a tight budget on this one.
So these are the bits of channel I'm going to use as a base frame. So they're quite heavy wall. Look. They would be nearly 6 mil, probably 5 mil, but they're quite beefy. So no, I got these from a friend, and he said, yeah, use them whatever you want to do. So if I just put it like this, then we have the base for the tank. So the funny thing is, the forks that I got is just an old pallet jack. So these is the IBC industrial bulk container. The gap for the forks is the same as a pallet jack, because they're meant to be able to move them around in the factory and things like that. So that should work out perfectly. So it does fit. I cut it up and down the hill here. So I'll put them inside, put it all inside on the sawhorses, and we'll start working out how we're going to hook up all of these pieces of channel to the tank and make its own separate frame so it can just sit on the trailer. So we'll get into putting all that together and then adding the pump. So we'll get into it. Here we go. Well, that was easy. Gotta love that crane. Did a video about that. Yeah, the link will be down in the description. But back to this. Fits perfectly. I just gotta do a quick measurement exactly where would be optimum for these to sit, like left and right, like inside that whole sort of area there, and work out where it is, and then do a measurement between here and here, and on the back side just do a measurement from there, and I might just put a piece of flat bar all the way across, and then I can just put a couple of screws into there, and that'll hold the back end, and just do one at the front. Just do something across the front here, and but there's nothing to screw it to. Oh, maybe, well, I've still got to put something between here to keep the spacing even, and I might just put a little tab here and put a couple of screws into there, because I'm going to put probably a strap or a chain or something right across the top of it when it's sitting in the trailer, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I'll do that, and then bring the pump around and see what we've got to do to make it work, and the hose reel. Start mocking some things up. Here we go. that's all sitting on there. I've just run the flappy disc over the top of those welds. It's all nice and tidy. So I put an extra piece in there, an extra piece there, just to give me a few options and a bit more strength. And that piece at the back I've welded, and it's all nice and tidy in place. The water tank is actually sitting on top of this piece of angle iron there. So I actually ground the plastic bottom a little bit there, so the outside would be the same height, if you know what I mean. So we wouldn't have any issues with the tank wanting to roll over because there was a couple of mil out on each side. Very unlikely with the amount of weight on it. So I think we're sort of, the frame itself is basically done. Now we've just got to put this pump in place, and then put a pole for the hose reel, which is this piece I've got here. The good thing about all of this steel, or majority of the steel, is it's galvanized, so it won't rust because it'll be outside. But the downside is it's galvanized, which makes it a pain to weld. So I have to grind before I can weld it to another piece of steel. So it's just the price you pay. And you got to make sure you're not trying to suck in all the fumes that come off it, because it's fairly toxic. So just got to be careful to have a fairly well ventilated. I normally have the fan running over there, you can see it on the floor, to remove the gases, you want to call it that, so they don't fill up your lungs and sort you out. Anyway, so I'll set that pump on and start trying to work out how I'm going to mount the pump itself and get that pole in place. So get that pole just tacked into place so we can work out how the hose reel and everything's going to work and things like that. And then the fun part, all the fittings. Got a big pile of fittings, so we'll get into those. So anyway, let's get into it. that is all back together. I've sprayed a little bit of zinc on it, so it should be just as durable as the gal, or nearly as durable. Put the little feet locators there for the pump unit, and made the tower, and that's a surprise. A bit of a surprise on what that's going to be. Ah, that looks better. The unit's just all sitting there, sitting in its little hidey. Now I just got to plumb it all up. I've got majority of the fittings. I think I'll have enough to do the job, and to hook up with the hose reel, it's all bolted on, which is good. So that bit's all ready to go, other than all the plumbing. So we'll get all the plumbing done, and then we can mount it on the trailer. Oh yes, here we go. Here's the other good news. Ta-da! Fancy red looking trailer. So the inside's not painted. I've got to put some blackjack on that. I call it blackjack. It is like a sound deadening tar sort of based, bitumen based type material. So I'll just brush it on the inside and on top of this frame, and under where the ply floor is going to go. So the ply floor will sit on top of that, and the whole pump unit will just sit straight in there, which will be really good. So glad all that's together, and the trailer's back. Got to thank Gary for that. He's done an awesome job on that one. If you've missed the first couple on the trailer build, there'll be a link below for part 1 and 2. So just watch those, and then you'll be able to catch up with this one. There'll be another one after this. We've got to make access down at the dam, so we can back this unit right up to it, and we'll be away. This part of it just got a bit of plumbing to do and mount it on the trailer, and we'll be able to start actually giving it a go. So anyway guys, give us a thumbs up if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, and push the notification bell. Then you'll be able to catch up with all the rest of the series, and anything else that I get to around the place. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you next time, eh? See ya.